What is up, watch friends? Welcome to Talking Time Pieces with Tony. Today is Saturday, the day after the Q&A. So want to say thank you to everyone who's just really made everything, so cool with the comments you guys have left. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. And you know that. Um, so today I wanted to do another video, and like I always do Friday and Saturday. So I'm just going to keep doing it. So I often get asked, oh, first and foremost, I'm wearing my Zenith Pilot, best watch. I often get asked where I sell watches, and it's not like I just sell watches. I'm not like I've sold watches, but I'm not a watch seller. You know what I mean? Watches I've sold, I've taken massive hits, financially on some watches that I've sold. And I only ever sell a watch if I just don't bond with it, or I bought it and kind of realized whatever, and then I'll just take a hit and get rid of it because I don't need too many pieces in my collection, or I've got a lot of watches, but I don't need to just have boxes and boxes and boxes of watches. It's better to take those watches, if I'm not bonding with them, let them go to someone who will appreciate it. Okay. So one of the things is I don't recommend, when people go, who do you recommend? And I don't recommend anybody to sell your watch to. The reason being is twofold. That's a very personal thing, and if I recommend somewhere I've sold a watch, and then you inquire about that watch and something happens and it's not good and it didn't work out for you, then I'm the guy that recommended it, and I don't need that. You know what I mean? It's like, just basically, it's not too hard to find places that if you want to sell a watch, there's many places. But I do have one specific place where I've sold a couple of watches, probably more than a couple. That's really good. But I decided that I was going to sell my Tudor Royal. You guys saw that watch in one of my previous videos. I bought it, and I just was like, why did I don't even know why I bought it. I thought I really liked it when I got it, and then I got it home and I just thought, so I didn't wear it. I never wore it. Maybe wore it one time, and it still had stickers on it. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm probably not going to get much for it. I paid like $2,500 for it, and a $2,500 watch on the secondary, when you're selling it to a dealer, is not going to give you hardly anything for it. So I was just like, I'll just inquire. And what I thought I would do was inquire to Watchfinder. Do you guys know who they are? Watchfinder. They used to have that one guy who has a YouTube channel that worked for him, the talking hands, and now blah blah blah, whatever. They're legit. They're a big company, and I figured, you know what, I'll just go with them. And well, I wouldn't go. I figured I would get a quote, and see what they say if they want the Tudor, So I sent them an email because I got the timeline here. I think it was, well, I say I got the timeline. I think I deleted that first email. It was right around end of November, 11/29, and that's when you send an inquiry to them, right? And pictures of your watch. And then a couple days later, they'll send you an offer. It's a pending offer. It doesn't mean that's what they're going to give you, because they have to inspect the watch, and that's fair enough, right? So on 12, okay, so that was about, I think, 11/29, right? And then they gave me a pending offer of $1,560 for the Tudor Royal. So it's just, all right, so I'm going to lose almost $1,000. Fair enough. I'm not going to complain. I expected that, Then on December 5th, so they send me an email and basically says, we haven't received your watch yet. And I'm like, well, you haven't sent me a shipping label, So I sent them an email, and they didn't respond. So then I called them, and I got someone on the phone, and I go, hey man, you didn't send a shipping label. And they go, oh, okay, here, let's send you a shipping label. So they sent me a shipping label, and I sent the watch. I got a confirmation on December 11th that they received my watch, and now it's pending inspection. Now, I understand it's the holidays and all that, and it's going to take a little bit longer. They generally say it's going to, they're pretty upfront. They say it's going to take 5 to 7 business days for your watch to be inspected before your final offer, right? I'm like, and I'm cool with that. I'm not like jonesing for the money or anything like that. I just like, take your time. I don't care, whatever. But I did send them a follow-up on December 19th. Can you please just give me a status on the watch? Got no response. And Then on 12/20, the next day, I sent another email, and I said, hey, I didn't get a response to my email. I know it was only like a day later or so, but I just wanted to see where they were at. And they sent me a response. It says the team, and I just kind of made a note. Team should have the watch inspected by the end of day. So that was on December 20th. December 30th, 10 days later, I still hadn't received any offer. So I sent them another email, and they didn't respond. And then a couple days later, I sent another email, and they didn't respond. Then I sent a third email a few days later, and they didn't respond. Then on January 8th, because where are we at now? The 11th. So just a couple days ago, they send me a final offer of $1,380. Now, the original offer was $1,560. Keep in mind, one of the emails I sent to them is like, how long does it take to inspect a brand new watch? This watch still had stickers on it. You know, I wore it once. This watch was in brand new condition. You know, so they gave me the offer of $1,380, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. That's $180 difference. They said the final offer was based on the fact that they're reducing $180 for refurbishing fee, like a refurbishing fee for a brand new watch. So anyway, I accepted the offer. I'm busy. I got shit to do. And then finally I sent them another email on, it was January 8th. I sent them an email saying, hey man, I accepted the offer, but just have a question for you. How do you justify a $180 refurbishing fee on a brand new watch? Then they respond, hi Tom. Well, my name's Tony. They have a $180 fee for polishing the watch so they can get it ready to sell. Well, what do you mean a polishing fee on a brand new watch? You know, that thing wasn't scratched. And when I say I wore it once, I mean I wore it once like in here. It's not like I went to Disneyland and then I worked on a construction site, you know, and then I went to the races or anything like that. It was like, this is a watch, you know, again, it still has stickers on it, you know. So they responded and said, yeah, hi Tom. For future reference, we can absorb half of that $180 fee if you let us know prior to accepting the offer. So that's a trick, isn't it? How would I have known that if you hadn't said that before? You know, if you don't agree, please, you know, let us know. But I'm like, okay, for future reference, there's not going to be any future, not with Watchfinder. Today is January 11th. Today I received the payment. So to me, even though they're a legit company, I think they're extremely shady in what they're doing. You know, again, this is my experience. You may have had better experiences, and, you know, oh my God, I've sold them 30 Rolex, and every time they gave me even more than what they quoted. There's always those people that say things like that. But look, I'm just telling you, this is my experience with them. One watch, brand spanking new, and $180 fee. And now they say in the future, I mean, what do they do this to everybody? Give them a quote and then just deduct 180 bucks? Is that how that works with Watchfinder? Because I'd like to know. Tell me about your experiences if you've sold to them or received any kind of quote from them. You know, it's one thing taking the $1,000 hit, which is nothing really considering other watches I've sold to other places where I've taken $4,000 and $5,000 hits. But you know, in this case, this to me is unacceptable, completely unacceptable. I believe it's shady business practice, and it's unfortunate, you know. Now, again, I'm not just ragging on them, you know, so they can go ahead and say, hey, let's file a suit against this guy because he's putting bullshit. Well, just to let you know, Watchfinder, if you're watching this, I have everything documented, okay? So I am basically, and I have the right to share my experience with your company. All right. So don't think you're going to try to pull anything with me because it ain't going to work. All right. So I'm just saying that to Watchfinder if anyone happens to be watching from Watchfinder. So just my experiences for me, I will never do business with Watchfinder. I'll never purchase a watch from them, and I'll never sell them a watch. So that being said, again, you guys are awesome. I appreciate everyone who likes and subscribes, and we'll see you on the next video.